The 1990s brought us family-friendly TV, and few shows were bigger than Home Improvement. Tim, the tool man, Taylor was the goofy dad, Jill the wise mom, and their three sons made up the Taylor family. The oldest, Brad Taylor, played by Zachery Ty Bryan, became a teen idol and a household name. Audiences watched Zachery grow up on screen, from a mischievous kid to a popular teen. For 9 seasons, he was one of Hollywood's most recognizable young stars. Fame shaped his identity early, and millions saw him as the cool older brother. But when Home Improvement ended in 1999, Zachery faced a new reality. The transition from child star to adult is rarely easy. Many young actors struggle to find their place once the spotlight fades. For Zachery, the end of the show marked the start of a much tougher chapter. His journey after fame would be marked by personal struggles and legal troubles. This is the story of what happens when the cameras stop rolling. It's about the challenges of growing up famous, and the consequences of choices made in the public eye. We'll trace Zachery Ty Bryan's life from sitcom stardom to his recent arrests. His story is a cautionary tale about fame, responsibility, and the impact of our decisions. Behind the celebrity image, there's a real person facing real problems. Understanding his journey offers lessons for anyone navigating the pressures of success. Let's look beyond the TV screen to the reality behind the fame. After Home Improvement, Zachery Ty Bryan tried to keep his acting career alive. Like many child stars, he struggled to break free from his TV persona. He landed guest roles on shows like ER and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and even played a villain in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Eager to reinvent himself, Zachery also moved behind the camera, producing independent films. He claimed early Bitcoin investments made him wealthy, funding his production company and giving him more control over his projects. For a while, it looked like he was building a new identity in Hollywood. Producing allowed him to choose his own stories and step out of the child star shadow. But the transition wasn't smooth. The pressures of Hollywood and the struggle to stay relevant took a toll. Behind the scenes, Zachery was battling personal demons. The success he found in producing and investing soon became tangled with serious personal and legal problems. The journey from child star to adult is filled with pitfalls, and Zachery's path was no exception. His new career was complicated by the same issues that haunted his past. The next phase of his life would be defined by escalating challenges. The story behind the scenes was just as turbulent as his time in the spotlight. As Zachery built his post-acting career, he also started a family. He married his high school sweetheart, Carly Matros, and they had 4 children together. For years, he projected the image of a devoted family man. But in 2020, Zachery and Carly announced their separation, surprising many. Soon after, he began a fast-moving relationship with Johnnie Faye Cartwright. The new romance quickly led to engagement and 3 more children, bringing his total to 7. Juggling a separation, a new family, and public scrutiny created intense pressure. The complexities of his personal life became the backdrop for his legal troubles. His relationship with Johnnie Faye would soon be at the center of his most serious arrests. The wholesome image from his TV days was gone, replaced by a far more chaotic reality. Zachery's personal choices created a tangled web that was hard to escape. The man once seen as America's big brother was now living a life more dramatic than any sitcom. His family life was unraveling as his troubles mounted. Zachery Ty Bryan's legal problems began long before recent headlines. He started drinking at just 14 during his Home Improvement years. Multiple DUI arrests followed, 2004, 2007, 2017, and again in 2020. Each arrest was a warning sign of deeper struggles with alcohol. The pattern showed he wasn't learning from past mistakes. Addiction often leads to reckless behavior, and Zachery's life was no exception. These early legal troubles chipped away at his clean-cut image. For a public figure, every arrest is magnified. The repeated DUIs formed a timeline of ongoing struggle. These incidents were more than isolated mistakes. They were signs of a life spiraling out of control. The stage was set for even more serious legal issues to come. In October 2020, Zachery's legal troubles escalated dramatically. Just a month after his separation, he was arrested in Eugene, Oregon, following a violent altercation with Johnnie Faye Cartwright. She accused him of trying to strangle her during an argument. He faced felony strangulation, menacing and assault charges. The arrest shattered his public image and made national headlines. Ultimately, Zachery took a plea deal, admitting guilt to 2 misdemeanors. He received probation, was ordered to attend a batterer intervention program, and had to avoid contact with Johnnie Faye. The incident marked a turning point, establishing a public record of domestic violence. Probation meant any further mistakes could land him in jail. The former sitcom star was now known for violence, not comedy. This event set the stage for even more legal trouble ahead. Zachery's legal problems only intensified after his 2020 arrest. In July 2023, he was arrested again in Eugene for another domestic violence incident involving Johnnie Faye. This time, he faced felony assault, robbery, and harassment charges. He served jail time, a clear escalation from previous sentences. The legal system was losing patience as his pattern of behavior continued. His troubles weren't limited to Oregon. In early 2024, he faced more domestic violence charges in South Carolina. He was also arrested for DUI twice in 2024, violating his probation. Each new charge added to his mounting legal woes. The cycle of arrest, probation, and re-arrest showed a man in deep crisis. His family, especially his children, were caught in the fallout. The negative headlines destroyed his reputation and career. The spiral was public and relentless. Zachery's life was now defined by chaos and repeated offenses. Legal troubles weren't Zachery's only problems. His finances were unraveling too. He once claimed to be a savvy investor, but lawsuits and fraud allegations told a different story. In 2023, an investor sued him for breach of contract, winning a judgment of over $100,000. His credibility as a producer was damaged. More serious fraud allegations surfaced. He was accused of selling fake investment tokens, using his celebrity status to lure victims. Even after being cut from a company, he allegedly continued to sell fraudulent digital tokens. These financial scandals revealed a pattern of deception. Zachery's fame became a tool for dishonest gain. The combination of legal, personal, and financial troubles created a perfect storm. His life was now marked by broken trust and mounting judgments. In November 2025, Zachery was arrested again in Eugene, Oregon, for violating probation. His probation from a 2023 domestic violence conviction was supposed to last until 2026. This time, his fiancée Johnnie Faye Cartwright was also arrested, facing DUI, reckless endangering, and assault charges. The situation was volatile and dangerous, especially for their young children. Zachery's arrest showed he couldn't or wouldn't follow the rules meant to keep him out of trouble. Probation violations are serious and can lead to prison time. The cycle of addiction, violence, and legal trouble continued, despite court interventions. Each new arrest made recovery seem more distant. The destructive environment affected everyone around him. This latest chapter underscored how far he had fallen. Hitting rock bottom was proving to be a long, painful process. The story was now one of ongoing tragedy, not redemption. Zachery Ty Bryan's story is a cautionary tale about the dark side of fame. Early success can bring lifelong challenges, especially when the spotlight fades. Addiction and personal struggles often follow, as they did for Zachery. His repeated arrests for DUI and domestic violence show the destructive power of substance abuse. Addiction is a disease, but it doesn't excuse the harm caused to others. Zachery's choices have had serious consequences for his victims, his children, and himself. His financial misdeeds hurt those who trusted him. The cycle of arrest and relapse shows how hard it is to break free without real help. Personal responsibility is crucial. Recovery starts with owning your mistakes. Zachery's life is a public lesson in the dangers of celebrity culture and the importance of accountability. We can hope he finds help, but his story remains a somber warning. Behind every public fall from grace is a human tragedy. Fame can't protect anyone from the consequences of their choices.